chain. Who's your boss? Nothing? Dip him.
Hi, this is the Professional Amateur coming to you with another review. This week I checked out The Cleanup Crew, and this 2024 film was directed by John Kies and stars Matthew Rhys-Meyers, Swen Temmel, and Antonio Banderas, which is actually kind of like the reason I watched this movie. I watched him in a bunch of movies recently, and I just thought, his kind of later work I think is good. Like, I watched a movie, what was it called, like a while ago? I think it was called Gun Shy, and that was like a comedy thing with Antonio Banderas, and that was really kind of a wonderful movie to watch. And so him in kind of the crazier roles, I wanted to see this one, so I certainly did press play on this one. The story of this movie follows this crime scene cleanup crew, and so one day they go into this house and they're wiping up the blood and everything like that, and they find this briefcase full of money. It's like £2 million or something. So for the four of them, that's like life-changing money. So they decide to keep the briefcase full of money. And of course, the gangsters who actually own the briefcase want that money back. So they're sending hitmen and investigators and goons and gangsters to try to get it back. And of course, along the way, there's miscommunications and things don't go as planned. And that's kind of, what it's all about. So what will happen? Well, for that, you gotta watch the movie and find out. Alright, so let's discuss this movie. So what works with it? Well, I enjoyed the story itself. There's lots of just kind of things that happen, certainly. I think it kind of reminded me of other movies of kind of a similar genre, like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, where everything doesn't go as planned, and certainly nothing goes as planned in this one as well. And it kind of makes it for like a black comedy, even though I didn't necessarily laugh at anything. It's just an interesting kind of story to follow, one that is fun and has twists and turns that you might or might not expect. And so the story works as like a little entertaining, day in the life of these criminals. Also, I gotta say, I liked Antonio Banderas in this one. He plays this gangster or mob boss, and he's so silly, he's so crazy. I absolutely loved it. Kind of takes it up a notch, I would say. Kind of makes it, I think, for like a black comedy where, these things are serious situations, but they have this odd quirkiness to them that makes it, entertaining and enjoyable. And his performance, he's just such a wild guy in this one. He's playing like Russian roulette with everyone, and he's quoting Machiavellian all the time. Kind of made me want to read The Prince, but I'll do that one day, I'm sure. And so him and just all his different quotes and the way he kind of conducts his business is just silly fun, I gotta say, and I like that. I would also say the other actors, do a good job as well. But man, Antonio Banderas certainly stands out in this one as a wild and crazy character that I certainly did enjoy. In addition, they do have some action scenes in this one, of course, and I thought they were pretty good. Some of them are, less believable than others, but all of them are fun. All of them fit into the story perfectly, I think, as well. They have this one character, and he's like some crazy ex-soldier, and he is, kind of like an unstoppable beast if he wants to. He's also smoking PCP all the time, so he's kind of an oddball character, which certainly adds to that, black comedy-esque style that it has. But yeah, the action I thought was good and entertaining. And that brings me to what doesn't work with this movie. Well, ultimately, it's a pretty silly movie. Of course, like all these kind of black comedy-esque thriller type of things are. But with this one, with like Antonio Banderas is such a silly character that his scenes can be awkward, especially kind of with the flow of the movie. And then, the main story and kind of the tone of it all, I think fluctuates up and down. Like sometimes it's supposed to be sillier, sometimes it's supposed to be more serious, but never kind of can hit on like a consistent level. And so all of that just kind of fits together to be a little bit awkward. I don't think it's anything that would, particularly ruin anyone's fun with this one, but it's in there as well. Other than that, I did like roll my eyes one time in this movie, and that was with the ending. Don't worry, I won't give it away. Let's just say the ending is a little bit like overcooked. Like the second something happens, like exactly what's going to go on for the next 15 minutes. And so that is certainly in there. Up until there, you're really enjoying it. It's just that last scene, it's just like, why? Like, it's so predictable. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a fun movie. Certainly one that had me guessing what's going to happen. And, characters change on a dime sometimes. That might be, an issue as well. And so, is it a perfect movie? Certainly not. Is it a fun movie? Yeah, probably. So ultimately, would I recommend this movie? I would say sure. Like, I had a fun time with it. Certainly, it's nothing too serious or too, up there. And so if you want to, check it out. I think it's supposed to be coming to Tubi, so I don't know whether that's happened or not, but that's what IMDb said. So, press play wherever you can. As for a rating, well, I'm going to give it the above average score of 6. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Oh, hi, it's the Professional Amateur Hour with a post-credit scene this time. And I gotta say, if you like Antonio Banderas, I would recommend his other movie, Gun Shy. I thought that one was so funny that I actually showed it to my partner. She did not think it was as funny, but I really enjoyed it. It's about Antonio Banderas as an aging rock star, and he goes back to Chile or Argentina, I kind of forget where, and this whole kind of little adventure ensues, and it's quite comical with all the different kind of elements that are involved. And so yeah, if you like him, check that one out. He's just as silly as in this one.